what tone are they expecting him to have, and what direction are they expecting him to go? The thing about Trump, I got to give him kudos because he did what needed to be done to get elected, and what he did was he took it to the culture. We're so hung up on this political representation. Political representation ain't sustainable without cultural representation. It's we the people. And we're governed by our consent. But people ain't going to be governed if they don't consent to it. Now, a lot of people aren't consenting to the governorship of Trump. He's getting stuff done, but they're not consenting to it. And that's not totally his fault. That's a fault of ours. Because it's supposed to be us who are doing this groundwork also, not just leaving it to politicians. We're supposed to be doing the groundwork to give the compelling case that you might want to consider this and consent to what this law is and know the difference between good law and bad law. So, but with Trump, he was already becoming a familiar figure in the culture. Reality TV. Culture loves reality TV. He took the whole campaign process and made it his own reality TV show. That's how he won. And that's what, it's like for years I've been trying to tell conservatives that, look, you got to be able to capitalize on what it is that you do. Like say, for instance, Ben Carson. I like Ben Carson, but Ben didn't take what he knew, at least not enough. He didn't take what he knew about medicine and speak through that. See, he could have made his whole medical experience an analogy for what he could do for healing the country, right? But he didn't speak that way. He didn't really speak from what he knew to really make it look like he was really knowledgeable to be able to hold the office. Doesn't mean he's not a smart guy. Doesn't mean that he wasn't capable, but he wasn't able to sell it because he didn't speak from what he knew.
You need to be on his campaign, I think.
Now, Trump could speak from what he knew, right? He spoke not so much as a businessman, but he capitalized on the shrewdness of business, right? That's where he spoke from. It's like, look, let's get down to business.
He called politicians dumb. He said those are stupid politicians because of this and that.
Right? It's like let's and here's the thing. See, people, when they're talking about Trump, they don't like his tone. Well, you know what tone the culture likes? Keeping it real. That's what we say all the time. Man, you need to keep it real. Well, that's what Trump did. Right? And whether they like it or not, that's what he did. And now they try to get mad. But the thing is, he knew who he was speaking. It's like, look, I'm just going to speak the way that you speak. Now, people think that he can't speak the way that they speak because he's got millions of dollars and stuff like that. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Because Trump has millions of dollars, he can't speak the way that you speak. But Jay-Z has millions of dollars, but he can speak the way that you speak, right? Or Eminem. Well, Jay-Z's black, he knows how we speak. Well, what about Eminem? Eminem's got $1 million, or multi-millions. And he's able to speak the way that you expect him to speak. So whatever this tone is, yeah, it's raw. It seems undisciplined. We talk about how, we want somebody who's down to earth and knows how to speak to the people and stuff like that. And then when they get him, they still mad.
They mad about his tweeting.
Right. Once again, cultural connection. That's where people are. It's like, well, what do you want Trump to do? It's like, I'm going to hold a town hall meeting and all these people are going to be there and they're going to come to listen to me. If they come, it's only to come to shout me down. And they're not going to hear what I have to say. At least if I put it on Twitter, you can shout all you want to, but the text is still going to be there. Oh, sure. And I've lost a lot of viewers, because they, fortunately I've retained some, but I've lost a lot because, they just want the red meat politics. It's like, well, look, we don't want to hear about, God or something. If I want to hear about God, I'll go to church or something like that, And conservatism needs to understand that it won't sustain. We talk about, I hear a lot of Republicans, we're pro-life. And that's something I'm very thankful for, is that we take a stand for life. But you know what happens when you leave God out of it? You get abortion. We talk about that we're the champions for abortion. It's because of Republicans, abortion is legal. When Roe v. Wade came in, the Supreme Court justices, they were Republican. And they okayed it. It was their opinion that it's okay. They left God out of it. Now I'm glad that the Republican Party has seen the error of their ways. But because God wasn't in it, now we got abortion. So it's like, this is not something that you want to leave God out of, especially your politics. Because the freedoms that we're trying to protect, who gave them to us? It starts with God. So, we might want to consult the author of these rights that we have. In terms of the pro-life issue, that's the first God-given right. If you can't get that part right, liberty, that don't matter. Pursuit of happiness, that don't matter. Property, that doesn't matter. All those things have to come from life first. So this is people, you guys are so hung up on abortion. You're so hung up on abortion. It's like, look, man, you got to be able to. You have to acknowledge personhood. And just like they were saying earlier. And these are things that we've talked about for a long time. In terms of what happened with the Jews. What happened with slavery. The thing to make this happen, it has to be a policy of disqualification of personhood in order for these things to happen. I think it's so strange that people can go, especially as far as the left, the left goes. They constantly throw these things in our face, always, calling themselves progressives, but always going on about the past. And it's strange that they'll keep bringing those things up, but they don't bring up the party that instituted it. That's baffling. I've been asking this for years. Like you guys don't get it. And now, on a side note, I feel very blessed that the message that I've been putting out there has been well received by a lot of people, and in the manner that I've been doing it. And I know that the liberal elite doesn't like it, and they put the squeeze on how far I can reach people. Trolls don't even want to come to my page anymore. Well, not so much that they don't want to. They would love to come there and just pick fights with me. They don't come anymore because they're not alerted to. Because when they're alerted, when they come to challenge, it increases views. And more view counts makes the videos look more interesting. All right? So they have to keep those views low. And not only, but the thing is, those trolls, they were coming in and something with the light was going on. They can't have that. All right? So, in doing these things, and that's not me. I can't take credit for that. I'm a knucklehead. That's all the Lord. That's a miracle that something like that can happen.